In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a kaleidoscope pattern. First thing you're going to do is open up Photoshop, and then you're going to go to File, Open, and you're going to open up one of the pictures that you saved. So my computer looks different than yours. You would go to this PC, the drive with your name, and the Photoshop folder to find your pic. So here's the one I chose. Now I'm going to click Open. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to notice is my Layers palette and my toolbar. Okay, we will be using both of these. So I'm going to double click on my background to unlock it. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Image, Canvas Size, and I'm going to change the width and the height. I'm going to make sure it says percent, and I'm going to type in 200 for each. I don't want my relative to be checked, okay? And then I'm going to put my anchor here in the top left corner. Then I'm going to say, okay, great. Now I'm going to duplicate my layers so that I have 4 layers on my layers palette. So I'm going to right click and hit duplicate layer. Say okay. You can name your layers if you want, but to save time, I'm not going to. So then I do it again, duplicate layer, okay. Right click, duplicate layer, okay. So you should have 4 layers. Okay. So now you're going to use the Move tool. So the top tool is the Move tool. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to click and drag one layer over at a time until you fill up your page. Now, they should just kind of click into place. Alright, so here are my pictures all laid out. And now I'm going to start the top left, okay? So if you click on the top left picture, you'll notice this layer is highlighted. If I click on this one, this layer is highlighted. Okay, so if you wanted, you could say, oh, layer 0 is my top left, and you could actually type in here, top left. Okay? So I click on my top left photo, and I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I'm going to flip horizontal. Good. Then I'm going to click on my bottom right one, so this one, and I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Great. And then I'm going to click on the bottom left, this one, and I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Okay, now my sunset kind of looks like a weird crab. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the top layer, hold my Shift key down, click on the bottom layer, then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go down to Merge Layers. So now all my layers are on one layer. And then I'm going to repeat that whole process one more time. So the first thing we did is we went to Image, Canvas Size, and we changed this to 200% for the height and the width. Okay, and then we made sure this was not checked, and we moved our anchor to the upper left. and then we hit OK. Good. So now you can hit Control minus to zoom out if you can't see your project. And we're going to duplicate our layers just like we did before. So right click, duplicate layer, OK. Right click, duplicate layer, OK. Right click, duplicate layer, OK. So we've got 4 layers just like we did before. So now we're going to make sure we have the Move tool selected, okay, from the toolbar. And we're just going to click and drag, and it'll like click, it'll like click into place. Good. And then we've got the bottom 2. Great. And voila, we are finished. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the top layer, hold my Shift key down, click on the bottom layer, then I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on, you guessed it, Merge Layers. Yay! So now I just have 1 layer. Great. So now we've merged all those layers. And now we're just going to do one more thing before we're done. We're going to change the colors a little bit. So we're going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Hue Saturation. Okay, then we're just going to click OK. And now here's our new layer. And then here is your properties, okay? So we can change the hue by dragging this. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Okay, neon green. Or, I don't know which I like better. I think I'm gonna stick with this one, the purpley orange one. And then I can up the saturation and make it even brighter if I want to. Okay. And then I'm going to export it as a PNG to turn in on the classroom. So I'm going to go to File, Export, Export As. Make sure it's a PNG. And I'm going to hit Export. And then I'm going to save it as my last name, Kaleidoscope. Okay, and I'm going to hit Save. Oh, I already have one saved, so I'm going to put Kaleidoscope 2. And that's it. If you are not finished with your project, you're just going to go to File, Save, and save it in your Photoshop folder.